Hey everybody, this is Rick from the PWZ podcast. We got a big news breaking this evening. 18 names have been released from World Wrestling Entertainment (WWE), including main roster and NXT talents. John Peck from the Shocking Things podcast is joining me today. We're going to talk a little bit about it. We'll be here for a few minutes. John, how's it going?
Good. How about you, Rick?
It's great. Well, kind of sad for some of these people that are
Yeah,
being
some of these
released.
names, I'm kind of shocked that they let
Yeah,
go.
absolutely. But that's been the popular thing over the last year. Some of the biggest names that they had, they're releasing here and there. So I don't know what's up. They're claiming it's supposed to be budget cuts, but I have a little note here from the third quarter press conference that they released earnings report. Excuse me. Had a revenue of $255.8 million. That's a 15% increase, or 34.2 million, driven by higher ticket sales and venue merchandise sales from the company's return to live events, including SummerSlam. So that's pretty wild. They're claiming that it's budget cuts, but they're making that kind of money. And don't forget, they also cashed a Saudi paycheck as well. So let's go over some of these names. Frankie Monet, who had just recently signed as the wife of John Morrison, aka Taya Valkyrie. She went as far to go on to Twitter saying, she tweeted out Taya Valkyrie, and then an hour later typed out 30 days ... and she's back. So I'm assuming she's going to be making a return to the Independence or possibly Impact Wrestling. I'm very shocked that she was actually released.
She was great. I
Yeah.
always liked her.
Yeah. Scarlett Bordeaux was also released, and Carrying Cross. So I'm actually really surprised, because I thought that Killer Cross, when he arrived in NXT WWE, that he was a guy that really deserved to be in the big time. He was probably one of my favorites of the modern era.
Well, both Cross and Scarlett, they're both being pushed heavily in NXT, and then once they went to Raw, it's just like he went to Raw. Just that was it. I don't know what happened. They made him a gladiator. Do you understand what that was?
Yeah, it was very confusing. Some of these other names, Mia Yim, who I'm surprised she hadn't really been seen that much, since Retribution thing. And some of these names I'm going to be getting into are like actually bigger names, and I'm really surprised that Harry Smith, aka Davey Boy Smith Jr., who had signed, but I don't think he actually ever made his return to.
I've never seen him anywhere. That's why I didn't even know. It's one of those things every once in a while you see these cuts and you didn't even know they're employed by WWE.
Yeah, well, sometimes they take these guys off TV and then you don't even think about them. They send them home. Ember Moon, she actually tweeted out, all I could do is laugh. I think that she was one that kept putting back on the back burner.
She got injured, right, for like a while, then came back, and then once she came back, it's like they didn't know what to do with her.
Yeah, they didn't really care. Oni Lorcan was released as well, aka Biff Busick. He released a YouTube video thanking the fans of the WWE and everybody for being employed there for 6 years. I didn't actually know he was in there for 6 years. That's way longer than I thought. Trey Baxter, aka Blake Christian, was also released NXT. He had actually, shortly after, GCW announced that Blake Christian would be returning to 2 shows. Now NXT gets a 30-day window. The what are they called? The no compete clause, as opposed to the main roster. So December 4th, he's going to be returning to GCW in Dallas, and then he's got another date, December 17th in Los Angeles.
GCW's been picking up, so I think those guys get paid well in there too, compared to a lot of the other independents.
Yeah, they're probably the most popular independent right now. I think that, I don't know how, but they got the attention of,
I think that's what it is, right? The pizza cutters.
Yeah, they got the attention of Cardona. They got the attention of being on Dark Side of the Ring with the Nick Gage episode, etc. So yeah, this one not really surprising. Grand Metalik and Lindsay Dorado were both released as well. Their partner was, what the hell is it? Kalisto was actually just appeared in AEW this week for the first time. This one I really don't, I'm not really that surprised at, but they did recently just sign Hit Rose BFAB. And then some of these names, not really too familiar with, but obviously Nia Jax, she was somebody that was there for a long time. Latrina Cortez, Jesse Camilla, Gidrama, Zeta Ramir, and this one here I'm the most surprised at, Keith Lee. Now they just brought him back and it seems like once he got to the main roster, they had absolutely no clue what to do with this guy.
It's so weird. Yeah, it's weird, but these guys in NXT, they're so popular, and then once they go, they try and change them. It's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Well, yes, I mean, this is a guy that he went out there, he put on amazing classics with Dijak on NXT, and once they brought him in, they changed his gear, they changed his music, and they didn't know what to do. And then he was gone shortly after, and so they came in. He'd only been back 2-3 weeks before they decided to let him go. But I'm sure once his no compete clause is up, that he'll be looking at another organization in the mainstream that will know exactly what to do with him. I'm sure a lot of these guys, that will happen to, including Killer Cross.
Oh yeah, definitely him and Scarlett are definitely, as a pair, I could see AEW going after them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the thing with Cross is he's still relatively young, so he still has a lot of years ahead of him. Scarlett as well. All right, so hopefully, a lot of people are pretty pissed about this. It's there's 18 names altogether, people losing their jobs. It's kind of depressing to think about that. And they're saying in budget cuts when they made over $255 million. There's just something not right there. A lot of people keep speculating that they're preparing for a sale to either NBC or Disney or something to that effect. That I cannot comment on. I don't know. So we'll see what happens there. John, is there anything you want to add to this?
No, it's just one of those, just like last time they did cuts, there's a few names it's just baffling, why they cut these people.
Yeah, especially those bigger names. So we're gonna have to see what's going on, see what happens to them in the 90 days. It's been a really rough week, a couple of weeks for professional wrestling with this, and then the news of Ring of Honor. So, hopefully things will be better in the coming weeks or into the new year. All right, is there anything that you want to push? Why don't you give some information out about Shocking Things?
Shocking Things is a podcast. We mostly talk about horror and cult films. The month of November is just going to be all ninja films. Rick is going to be joining the podcast. So if you like ninja films from the 80s, you're going to want to listen this month. Just search for Shocking Things on all the major podcast platforms.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If there's any other information that you're looking for or you want to contribute, pwzpodcast@gmail.com. Stay tuned for more content. Thank you.